Trump's national security strategy offers U.S. tech, military advantage as alternative to CCP. The White House released President Donald Trump's national security strategy on December 5, touting his role in the United States' shift in its relationship with China and previewing his strategy to regain dominance in the Indo-Pacific and elsewhere via financial incentives. President Trump single-handedly reversed more than 3 decades of mistaken American assumptions about China, the report reads. Rather than facilitating openness and democracy in China, the decades of investment only strengthened the authoritarian regime, it said. China got rich and powerful, and used its wealth and power to its considerable advantage. American elites, over 4 successive administrations of both political parties, were either willing enablers of China's strategy or in denial, the report states. The president's strategy for a reversal relies on American dominance in key technologies and defense equipment, a strong capital market, and coordination with allies with similar values. Competition for influence. According to the document, U.S. China trade has been imbalanced from the beginning, and now the Chinese regime has recycled perhaps $1.3 trillion of its trade surpluses to loan to other countries. This is a feature of the regime's flagship Belt and Road Initiative, in which the loans are then used to contract Chinese companies to build energy, transportation, and strategic infrastructure. China's state-led and state-backed companies excel in building physical and digital infrastructure, the report states. Meanwhile, America and its allies have not yet formulated, much less executed, a joint plan for the so-called Global South, it notes. But the United States, Europe, Japan, South Korea, and other partners together hold $7 trillion in foreign assets, and international financial institutions hold $1.5 trillion, far outpacing the Chinese regime, according to the report. A suite of factors makes the United States the global partner of first choice, including high-tech cooperation, arms sales, and access to capital markets, as outlined in the strategy, pointing to Trump's trip to the Middle East in May. Agreements were signed during that trip, resulting in billions of dollars in investments from both sides, centered on access to American artificial intelligence technologies. Trump's strategy is that the United States should cooperate with allies in Europe, Asia, and Africa to form a coalition that leverages their financial and technological advantages, touching on private sector-led discussions and deregulation for these key sectors. The document notes that low-income countries have become economic battlegrounds as China has moved its factories to these middlemen countries to adapt to U.S. tariff policies, creating imbalances and dependencies. Rather than relying on China's overcapacity, strategic alignment with the United States can offer long-term investment, according to the document, enabling growth for low-income countries while preserving the strength of the dollar. With the world's deepest and most efficient capital markets, America can help low-income countries develop their own capital markets and bind their currencies more closely to the dollar, ensuring the dollar's future as the world's reserve currency, the report reads. The strategy for rebalancing trade with China will focus on non-sensitive sectors to pursue a genuinely mutually advantageous economic relationship. Deterrence. The strategy emphasizes the economic imperative for allies in the Indo-Pacific to join the United States in establishing deterrence. The document points out that the Indo-Pacific is the source of almost half of the world's GDP based on purchasing power parity, and that is expected to grow. The South China Sea sees a third of global shipping pass through annually. And Taiwan itself is still a primary source of the world's most advanced semiconductors. Disruption to these shipping lanes, or control that provides leverage such as imposing fees on these choke points, would harm the U.S. and world economies. We will build a military capable of denying aggression anywhere in the first island chain, the strategy reads. This will be done in cooperation with allies that are expected to increase defense spending, it notes. The strategy primarily focuses on re-establishing American economic dominance by balancing trade, and notes that a stronger economy can better support a stronger military, which will sustain deterrence that allows for more disciplined economic action. This combined approach can become a virtuous cycle, the strategy states.